Yeah, hey guys. So today I kind of wanted to talk about data quality steps, specifically kind of a definition of what they are, as well as how they're used and kind of setting one up. So first things first, what is a data quality step? So think of a data quality step as a form of validation enrichment for an incoming source record for a model. So you can have 1 to n data quality steps. You can reorder them as needed. So like one executes first, second, third, etc. And essentially the different items within a data quality step or the different methods you can use. You can use a business rule shape, a Boomi integration process, as well as locate. So just for an arbitrary example, we're going to use a Boomi integration process. So we'll be setting one up in a second. But the first thing I want to do is create a record for us to manipulate for a data quality step. So I'm still using my same tech topic example. So I'll use like ID 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll pull a arbitrary social, remove those spaces. Then I'll do like test DQ step. Great. So I'm just going to test this to contribute a record. Great. And now if we just refresh, those are my end data records. And then great. So here's my created record. So now let's create a brand new process. Let's call it MDM listen. So we're going to need to pull the MDM listen connector. And with the operation, you don't set anything up. So I'll just do a new one, save and close it. We can disable this just as a best practice. So what I'll do is I'll set up a map. So I'm going to quickly look at my MDM tech topic, make sure I have the right profile, just called MDM employee upsert request 2. So I'm going to go to my listener and I will make a new map. Let's call it, where's the XML? MDM upsert request 2. Great. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to update a field through the specific data quality step. So typical use cases, as I mentioned, business rules. Let's say you want to do some logic where you want to call a connector based on the document and maybe manipulate fields, possibly have a cross-reference table based on field values. Maybe you want to manipulate other field values. But just from a simple proof of concept standpoint, I'm just going to map everything over. So it's the same ID, same social, and I'm going to name it working, last name. Great. Save that, save and close. And I'm just going to return the document because, like I mentioned previously, it needs to start with an MDM listener and it has to have a return document shape at the end. So your next question may be, where do I deploy this? So by default, when you set up anything MDM based, you'll get an MDM cloud in your unattached. You can see that it's part of the cloud that you don't recognize. Just set that up to an environment like I did. So I'm just going to create a package component. I set up a QA environment for QA MDH that has that specific cloud on it. I'm just going to deploy it. And now you can select it within your data quality process. So MDM listen, great. So just from a sanity check, everything is mapped over and we're just manipulating one field. And this will also kick off in process reporting, which is pretty nice from a visibility perspective. So that's all set up and deployed. Let's go to our model. So our employee model. What I'm going to do is add a data quality step. Let's use a Boomi integration process. Let's call it MDM listen, the one we created. I'm going to apply it to all contributing sources, not a specific source. I'm going to apply this regardless of the field change, but you can have selective field changes if any field changes. Just for this example, I'm going to do anything changing or just a static record in that sense. So I'm not going to set up a business rule, but think about how powerful business rules are within an integration process. It's essentially like a nested decision shape with multiple inputs. You can include logic on that based on null values or just whatever you want for that. So great, it's all set up. And if you had multiple, this is kind of how you drag and drop in an order. So I'm going to have to, since we have a new model, I'm going to publish it. So this is my newest published model. And I'm going to deploy this new revision 2.0 to my QA repository. Just give it a minute. Great, successfully deployed. So now look what happens when I run my same process. So here's my listener. If I go to my tech topic, if I run this, so if I go to my golden records, notice how we changed the first name field to working. And if I go to process reporting, you'll notice that the MDM listener was kicked off. So there's more visibility into what's going on, logging. You can see the specific return document that you had, as well as the start of it. So your start shape was your original document, return document is your manipulated document. So that's just a pretty cool functionality. One thing to note is data quality steps are performed before a match roll. So if you're changing something that you thought should be quarantined within a data quality step and that manipulates it where it doesn't match anymore, that's expected behavior in that data quality step is ran and then the match rule is applied. So you want to look at whatever's going, essentially that return document shape that we talked about, and see if that meets the match rule criteria. All right, sounds good, guys. Have a nice day.